Hopefully my phone don't fall for all you guys who are watching this. Before I start, I'll wait for see if a few people jump in. So. I can't see comments yet, guys, so give it a sec. I just started, so I'm gonna give it like a minute before I really get into building serial number 001. Crazy! How'd you get in here, crazy cat? Gosh, you got in here all quick. Like I said, I'm going to give it a minute before everybody gets in here, before I build this. Hopefully we should be able to build this serial number 1. We should be able to build this, I'm going to say 30 minutes. It's definitely not going to take 2 hours like last time. It's going to be about 30 minutes from start to finish. Oh, that's right. Yep. Kings of Darts, Nerf, what's going on? We're just chilling. Amy Appleberry, hey, hey, hey. With a smiley face. Like I said, we're going to give it a few more minutes, guys, before we crank this bad boy out. But yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't watched the last live stream, again, I mean, they were sick. These things were ridiculous, right? I got the 2 new Stubby barrels on there. It turned out great. I was going to hydro dip today, but I had so much to do. I didn't get around to hydro dipping the other kind of stuff that I wanted to do. So I'm pretty sure it was Amy Appleberry who won it. Since there was like a weird mix-up with like the 2 guys or what, it was really weird. I didn't know what was going on with that. Okay, well, it's been a few minutes. Let's just get right to this, right? I'm crossing my fingers. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So again, we are going to build basically serial number 1 of the Stubby FXKO. So I mean, if you guys already know, right? The normal XFKOs, I mean, not necessarily with this on there, but they were the bigger ones, right? They had the removable. They had a removable suppressor, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it was a little bit more difficult to put together. I'll give you props when you put these things together. Usually you'd probably order one kit as like your test kit, and then the second kit was like the real deal, right? So we made these stubbies so that you can basically just build these things like really, really quick. So we are going to, yes, build serial number 1 is what we're going to go ahead and do. And it's going to be a red and black one. So we're going to crank this thing out again. And this is like fresh package deal right here, so let's do this. Let's tear this sucker out. I'll just take the balls and I'll just throw them to the side, right? What's going on, Mission Strive? Yeah, there's 2 people. Yeah, there's definitely 2. So we'll just take these again. I'm just gonna throw them over here. I don't need them. First things first. We'll just crank this. We'll just crank this thing open, right? What's nice is there's not a lot of waiting on things to dry here, so. Yeah, I gotta go back and look, man. Mission Strife. It's very strange you guys had 2 people with the same name, which is kind of strange. We're shooting for 30 minutes. 30 minutes throwing an XFKO serial number 1 together. Well, a stubby, not the original XFKO. Now, this isn't being sold to anybody. I haven't listed the. I listed the stubby versions for sale on Etsy as the kit, but I have not listed the blasters for sale yet. I'm probably going to wait till mid next week or mid this week to list the actual blasters. I want to get a picture of a few first, right? So people can get an idea of kind of what they look for or what they look like. It's my friend. We were arguing about who should have channel rights. But how's everybody's holiday weekend going on? Do a lot of you guys have tomorrow off from school, whatever? I got it off from work, which is kind of nice. So. Might just relax, right? I might just relax, or maybe I'll finish my hydro dipping. So, first things first, you guys already know. Oh, there's a little bolt stuck here. We're just going to dump all the bolts out on my thing here, just make sure there's none still stuck. and we're aiming for 45 minutes is what I'm shooting for on this thing. And again, we will take all of the internals out. I don't really care, you know, right now where they go. That's that part where you hear tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I totally forgot. I have a couple. There's a couple orders that I was like, yeah, I'll just ship them Monday, but I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, the post office is closed. So everybody else, sorry, you guys are gonna have to wait till Tuesday for me to ship them. But it gives me an extra day to maybe throw some extra stuff in if I get time. Right now, my printers are like running 24/7 with prototype stuff and all of that stuff. So I got some pretty cool stuff. A lot of you guys know of the. I'm trying to make the. Trying to make an electronic blaster. Maybe some of you guys know, some of you don't, and that's like. That's taking up some of my time. I don't know what the name of it's going to be, like the XF1 or something like that. That's actually was like my idea, but yeah, I'm just undecided on that because it takes a while to print those things. So for all you guys who are using headphones, it's going to be a little loud because I'm going to use my Dremel, so I'm going to cut it over here. So. We got one side done. Sorry about that. If that hurt anybody's ears. So we're gonna crank these things off again. See, I don't even do them all the way through. I just tear them off. Right, boom. Then I get the flush cutters, or whatever you want to call these things, and I will cut off the rest. So much more easier to do than how I did it before. Like hands down. So you usually want to cut that notch off the front. Labor Day epicness. I know, I want to go ride my mountain bike around, go jump some jumps, do some stuff, but I just got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff to do. I would like to head down to Oregon and go to Timberline Bike Park, but I don't know if I think they're probably closed, so I don't know. I'll probably spend it just working on designs, cleaning up the garage, that type of thing. You guys know how it is, right? What up, Grade? However you say it. Okay, those are done. We will snip these. Again, we're shooting for 30, 35, 45 minutes here. Yeah, it's a blast, man. That's a blast. What did you ride? What type of bike did you ride? If you don't mind me asking. I swear this always seems to get easier and easier, right? Every one that you do, it just gets a little easier. So I know if you guys are modding these, yeah, I wouldn't expect you to be blazing through it like this. You can take your time, but nice. Yeah, so right now I ride, actually, do you know what type of bike I ride? Bikes. So I got a couple. Right, you always got to have one for the right situation. So got one side done. Does anybody know what type of bikes that I ride? What are my two current bikes? I'd be impressed. Because I don't think I've shown one of them. Oh, come on, AA. Come on. Not fair. Not fair. I would be impressed if you knew what both I rode. I think I've mentioned it. So I did have the transition for the downhill stuff, but to be honest, I didn't. That transition really wanted bigger jumps, like for me to jump really huge stuff. And to be honest, like there's some stuff that I was like, no, I ain't jumping that, man. If I mess up, my whole like 3-day weekend is done, you know. All right. So look at that, clipped and everything, while chatting. Only heard you mention you do it, but yeah. So I have, just in case you guys are curious, so I ride, the hand up, like me, I know. So yeah, I used to have a transition. Wait a second, I'll stand this down real quick. And then, so right now I ride a Yeti SD130. And then I also have a Specialized Enduro that I kind of use as backup. Curly Fries. Yeah, see, I remember your name. What's been going on, man? We're just trying to crank out this Stubby version number 1 here in about 30 minutes, which I'm almost positive we're going to do. We are cooking. Woo! I want you guys to witness the making of number 1, right? Because no one got to witness the number 1 on the XFKO. No one witnessed this. This was me frustrated, like, putting stuff together and just being like, my gosh, where does this part go? So everybody's going to witness this, or at least be able to see it, so I can always go back and kind of look at it. So, I mean, we filed everything. Everything is great. Now we're just going to put the stuff back together. And I know I probably make this look super easy because, again, it's you know, I'm putting together a lot of these. So I'm going to look at your comment just in a sec here after we throw this bad boy on. Thanks, man. Thanks. It looks like something John Wick would take to a nerf for. Yeah, see, the thing is I don't usually typically like, I typically don't like printing in black, just for the sheer fact it looks like a real thing. So I'm like, but a lot of people want black, and I'm like, okay, just be aware, right? Just be good, man. Just be good. And I think I just seen someone. So again, the chats on here. So I'm recording from my phone, so I can see the chats, but like it's far away. And I think I've seen someone chat I'm waiting for, and then it takes like 30 seconds for it to show up on my screen over here. So I think I seen someone that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I do it 3 hours earlier. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So again, we're gonna throw on these sides real quick, and then I'm gonna read your guys' comments here. So let's throw this bad boy in. Yeah, I wasn't planning this. Again, I was just like, man, what do I do? You know, I ate a bunch of pumpkin bread today. So I was like, maybe I should get on the treadmill and do something. But then I was like, no, I really got to put this Stubby number 1 together. Just so all you guys know how to do it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see? Okay, that's what I thought. I was like squinting. I was like, I think it says nerf talk on there. I can't tell. It's too far away. What's going on, man? Finally. I know you're probably in bed, man, but maybe hopefully I would like to believe you guys. I don't know. Do you guys celebrate Labor Day? I don't know I don't think so. So pumpkin bread dude, it is so good. It is so good. I just way too much of it, and I'm just like, okay, I need to stop, but you can't stop, right? So again, we're shooting for 30 minutes on this one. So I'm just gonna cut out the whoa. You look at this. So this has been happening with some of the blasters I've been getting. Look at this. The whole friggin' thing just comes like out, which is super strange. I never had that happen on any of my previous blasters, but like on the last batch that I have, maybe this is why Walmart is selling the knockouts for $4 on clearance, is because they're like, I don't know. And I noticed that I got some, if you guys remember on my last streams, where I think they were like the older versions of the knockout, because they had some of the internals that were from like they said like V1, V2 on there, which some of the stuff now is like version 5, version 6. So I'm just gonna throw this thing back in there because we need this thing in there. So okay. So we're gonna throw this bad boy in there. Oh man, the chats are going off the chain here. Yeah, pumpkin bread is the bomb. I freaking love it. Nope. I'm up. Yes, we do. Nice. I was figuring, man, you're gonna be dead asleep. You're gonna be dead asleep. Pumpkin bread, eh? Getting that fall spirit. I bet AA makes a mean pumpkin bread. I bet. What's going on, Jay? What's going on? I will sooner or later, once I get my studio set up for live streaming. I should be able to pull extra people in here. So, for other channels and stuff like that, yeah, it's gonna be awesome because then you can just go live with me and just kind of just chit chat. So I'm not there yet. Again, I'm you know, I'm trying to get there, and I will get there. It's just, like I said, it just takes time to set everything up and get a dedicated thing to it. So what up? So now I'm going to test fit this bad boy. Make sure that the plug fits in there. It should. We never really have ever a problem. It's perfect. Shoot for 30 minutes. What are we at? We're at 15. Well, we're at 10 because the first 5 minutes don't count, right? Because I was waiting. So let's put a little bit of super glue in this bad boy. Okay. Throw the plug in there. So we're going to take out that O-ring because we don't need it, right? It just causes a little more friction. And if you can't get it off, like usually I'll like try to squeeze it. You got like a little picker like this. This is great. All right, so we're going to let that sit for a second, and we're going to clean this up just to make sure that it all looks perfectly fine. My deburr tool here. Cool beans. I'm not ready for fall. I know, right? Where did summer go? Like, all I remember about summer is those few, like, was it like a week that were like 100 plus? I don't know if everybody was like that, but we had like 100 plus. It's like 105 in here, and it's still hot today, but it was like 105 where I was like, man, I'm dying. So he's gonna be trying the stubby bod. Nice. So I mean, for some of you guys, just throwing it out there. Some of you guys, first guys, I mean, I don't have to put XF. I mean, you can see it in there, right? I don't have to put that in there. I mean, I could put different letters. I could put a saying. I'm just saying for the, you know, before I release it, the blasters or whatever to the masses. I'm just saying. So, yeah, the stubby mod. This is like, it is like when I look at it, I'm like, it's so simple. But yet, like when you think about the design, there's just like, for me, I'm like, okay, I can't even think how many iterations I went through. I'm like, I just gotta move it just a little bit, or oh, the back bore is not enough, and like these things take like 19 hours to print. So it's like you do it, and you're like, just okay, what else do I do, right? What else do I do? Until I got it where I'm like, okay, this is really good. It shoots hard, it shoots great, and it's just so much quicker. So the best time cruising on the motorcycle. You mean like a motorcycle like on the road, or like on dirt bikes and stuff? If I could type in caps, can you see better? Well, see, okay. So look, I got this. So what happens is I could see my phone and I see the comments, but it's really tiny. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put my Surface over here, but it's like delayed, so it's like 30 seconds or whatever the thing is to where I can like see it, but then I see it over here. So, okay, wait. I'm a spring person maybe because of when my volleyball season is. Nice. So those square bells can screw on or off. Negative. It's just one piece. And here's the reason, right? I plan to maybe do it later, so here's the reason. When you design something, sure, I can put threads on there. But the problem is one is where the thread ends, right? So as you use the barrel more, the thread, when you first do it, might be there, right? But as you use it more, the thread might be totally tight, maybe like a quarter turn. So this isn't square up anymore, it would be like tilted, right? So that's the tough part about plastic and threading is the more you screw it on and off, the more the backest point, if that makes sense, rotates. So it's gonna rotate a little more and a little more till it's like not even square anymore. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't do it. And also 3D printing it. So for example, again, right, you have the inner tube, right, that you use to glue in here. And this is something that I've been working on too, but when you print this, you gotta remember, like, you cannot print just in a 90 degrees, right? So if you had an inner barrel, you can probably see it better here, and you were printing like up and down, like how are you gonna print like this part right here, right? Because it's just 90 degrees, it's out in the middle of open space. So really the only way for me to do it would be to extend this thread all the way down this barrel, but then in turn, like any of the suppressors that I have would have to change because the ending is different. So like, no, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I just print it on there and just do that? But I was like, I can't do it the way that I want to do it. So yeah, like I said, it's I mean, you know how it is. It's like designing it. You're like, that would work great, but then actually applying it, you're like, wait, I can't print just like in thin air. So, Harley Davidson. Oh wow, very nice, man. Okay, very nice. You know, I had a Yamaha R6 back in the day, right? But I'm telling you, man, it scared me. It scared me. I loved it. I love cruising around. But you know, after I was actually riding with a buddy, and man, he unfortunately got hit. It scared me, man. It scared me so much that I was like, I got to get rid of that thing. And yeah. And the thing is, it wasn't even his fault. You know, they just don't see it. And I almost got hit a few times. I got scared. I was like, I'm not gonna ride this thing. So yeah, I ended up selling it to somebody and just getting rid of my street bike. But I loved it, man. That's why I sit on. That's why I ride motorcycles now, or dirt bikes, or pit bikes per se. So we're gonna throw the all the internals in here. So let me grab this thing first. We're still shooting for 35 to 40 minutes. So we've been doing this for about 15. I've been chit-chatting for a lot of it. We're so close. The thing is, man, I don't have to do anything with this. I just put it in, and it's just ready to go. I don't got to line up anything. I don't got to do nothing. So that's why I'm super pumped here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Harley Davidson, man. It'd be kind of cool with a cruiser. I'm a fat boy. I sit straight up and lean over. Yeah, I like pit bikes, man. I like the smaller pit bikes, just cruising around with my buddies, just going out and doing your thing. I don't like loading them up in the truck, but you know, that's life, right? Oh yeah, stubbies are good to go. Totally good to go. Okay, so I'm missing my posts. I'm missing a post. Oh no, it's on here. I was about to say, oh my gosh, I'm missing a post. Yeah, the stubby kits are good to go. The stubby kits, now the kits are for sale right now on my Etsy store. I think for the first few people, I might. Actually, see, the thing is I have colors that I don't even have available on there yet. I mean, I have like, I don't want people to be like, what? I have white, I have gray, I have red, I have like this fluorescent yellow. I mean, stuff that's not even on there yet. I just haven't got around to printing it and seeing if it'll actually, because right, not all filaments are the same. It's like you think a filament's gonna look good, and then sometimes it just doesn't print on any of my printers, and I'm like, it can't be me. It can't just be me. Okay, so that's great. So perfect. So I got a lot of different colors, and you know, if it's not too crazy, I mean, I could definitely throw some wording on a thing. Like I said, I've been working on some stuff, Nerf talk, but like I am definitely not good at coloring blasters yet, or hydro dipping. I mean, I got kind of lucky with these ones that they turned out pretty good. So it's like, all right. So I'm getting there. I'm getting much better at hydro dipping. I got a couple things that I'm like, I gotta do it. So they're out there just sitting ready to be hydro dipped. Okay. So I'm gonna do it in 35 minutes. I'm doing this. I'm building this thing in 35 minutes. We are like so close. Boom. Okay, all the goodies are back together. Now we're gonna tweak this part, just trim it up a little bit. See, this is stuff that you guys don't typically see. This the trimming of these pieces when you guys get the kits, right? So if you look at this, like, if you guys can see that, you see how like it has this bottom piece? That's support, because when you print it like this, I mean, how is it just going to print out in thin air? So it has to build support from the bottom. So a lot of this stuff, see, I take it off. You guys don't even see that because I break it off. I was finally able to get my knockout to work. Got a smaller spring for the breech, and it opens and reasonably smooth now. Might have to get one of your kits. Yeah, you had the brass breech, right? Greta, however you say that. Yeah, like I said, the brass breeches, if you guys buy it, it's, when you cut it, if you don't know those tricks that I told you, it's tough. But like I said, you know, when you get the kits from me, they're they're buttery smooth. I mean, they're ready to go. You guys don't have to like fiddle and do a bunch of stuff. But it's tough, man. If you just go buy brass and you buy the two things, whoo, I give you props. And like I said, I've seen some kits out there. I'm just like you guys, man. I bought some kits where I'm like, let's see how this works. And I admit, man, I'm like, man, this is really bad. And like sometimes you pay a lot of money for those, and I'm like, just give me a good product. And it's like really bad. So But no, I try to, again, with my kids, I try to make it easy, but there's just some things that, right? There's just some things that are difficult. They're difficult to do even with the brass. But I figured, you know what? I'll just cut the brass and have you guys, you know, just throw it on in it. So this step right here is an absolute breeze. No, you're not. I keep distracting you. Sometimes for the breech, just put a little oil. Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, for the brass. See, I mean, that's what's so awesome about these stubbies now. It's literally boom. It's good to go. You guys know that step. You had to put the thing in there. You had to line it up and look. Then you had to glue it. Then you had to wait. Then you had to put the thing on. And so, yeah. And you get the same FPS with this, but again, you don't get the screw-on barrel tip. But in the future, I am trying to save up for a dual filament printer so that it auto switches. So it'll be a different color down here, and this will be one color, which will be really cool. Or you can do like the letters and colors. But I know nothing like about how to design those. I watched a bunch of videos, but right. Go through on the front. We are going to trim the spring. So the spring, I usually go down about 3 from where it's at. 3, 4, it's fine. I will cut it. And then I will count 3 down and you can just bend it with your finger and you just bend it back and you make like another loop ring, kind of like that. Yeah, I spent X amount of time sanding, deburring, everything. Yeah. Like I said, I always cut my brass with one of those, whatever, pipe cutter. But you're right, it will deform, so that's where you get those, the inner sleeve strokes. So you put it inside, and it doesn't deform it as bad, but you still got to deburr it. I mean, there's just no way around it. Yeah, you told me about that, where you can get it to stop, and then you got to pull out the filament and put it in. I'm like, well, that's, yeah. I would love for it to auto switch. I've seen some with like 5. I think they had 5 different colors you can put in there. I'm like, oh man, that thing's pricey. So that thing is super pricey. So we are going to throw this on, throw that on. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm like 22 minutes, somewhere there. We're going to put a bolt down the bottom, right, just to lock it, because we know that sure loves to pop out when you're trying to put this thing together. And if that little bottom spring pops out, you guys are like me, you're going to be like, right? You're like, no, it didn't. You got to do the whole thing all over again. Okay, so let's just kind of make sure everything lines up. Sometimes the thing down here, there we go. Just do this a couple times. Make sure that spring took right on there. So perfect. Yeah, I know. I did not want to do black originally, but I had like 4 or 5 people be like, hey, like, do you do black? Do you do black? I'm like, no. And then I'm like, okay, fine, I give in. Just be, like, careful with this thing, right? Just don't be crazy. Now, Nerf Talk, I know you do printing stuff, and I didn't know if you saw, but, yeah, thanks for all these, man. Again, you rock. I use these on all my orders now, so I fill it out, and I'm like, hey. And then I also put these on the box, which is awesome. I had someone at the post office ask me, they were like, why do you come in here so often? And I'm like, oh, just to ship stuff that, off my Etsy store. And they're like, they looked at this character and they were like, what do you sell? Board games? It was so good. I was like, no, I don't sell board games. I sell Nerf blasters. And they were like, Nerf blasters? What is that? It was hilarious. But still, man, they rock. Yeah, so like I said, I know you do, you said you do like printing stuff, so I was like, man, that stuff is ridiculous. Like, it is, I literally use it on every single order, which is awesome. So I just wanted you to know, man. Oh, I know. You told me your favorite colors. Like I said, hopefully Bullseye, B ain't watching now. But I got a little hydro dip, something, you know. I'm trying to get it right. It's just sometimes the reds and the blacks just don't look that great. So I'm like, okay, let me paint this thing off and let's try again. So I got, like I said, I got stuff in the works. So it just takes time. So that is extra hard in there. Oh my gosh. So I almost thought I got it, but this looks like it's like rubbing on the... Well, it's like rubbing on this thing, but I'm going to test shoot it just to make sure. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, see, on the latest batches of knockouts I've gotten, like I think they are probably like the series 1 or 2 versions. Like sometimes you don't know from the outside, but when you open it up and you start looking on some of the parts, like this right here, you guys can't really see it, but on the inside it says like A2, A3, A5. Sometimes on your actual cocking mechanism here, there's like a little nub that comes out and it'll say like A6. So I think a lot of the ones that I've received are like first runs of it, because I haven't seen some of these issues with some of these blasters in a long time. Like we had some issues with the that wire, the whatever it is, the wire with the, you know, that comes down and kind of caught. You guys know what I'm talking about. We had some issues with that where it was kind of bent, and usually when I see that, I know that you'll probably only get like 100 shots out of your knockout before it starts acting funny, where you're like doing this and you're like, what the? So yeah, the bar, the whatever you want to call it. And so like a lot of the ones that I gotten on their latest clearance, yeah, I feel like are like the earlier versions. But I mean, you never know until you open the thing up. Oh yeah, see? Come on, get in there. Oh yeah, shoots freaking great. Shoots great. So I'm gonna look and see, because this one rubs a little bit. So it looks like the front is kind of weird, like on this one, but whatever. But there you go. I mean, whew, it's hot out here with my studio lights like going, but boom, there it is. It took like, I don't know, like 25 minutes to put together. I mean, absolute breeze, absolute breeze. Last thing I'm gonna do is stick on the XFKO badge. Let me clean this thing up just a little bit. I know we got a decent amount of people in here right now, just checking this stuff out on a Sunday night. They are literally seeing the first stubby, the non-colorful stubby. This is the first one that I've done on a regular blaster that I would actually sell. Before this, right, I had the other ones, the kind of the non-colored ones, like these. You guys know that. But this is the first stock one. So I haven't even put these. I haven't even put these up for sale yet on Etsy, but and I haven't even put the colored versions up on Etsy yet. I probably will do that in the next few days. I want to finish. Again, we were going to call this one Candy, the candy version, because it's pretty sick. But I have another one. I was going to try a zombie one, like zombie colors. I was going to try like actually hyper colors, which I thought were really cool. It's just, it's like not there yet. Like, right? I'm like, if someone's going to spend an extra $5 or $10 to get like a colored body, I'm going to make it something crazy, right? And it usually takes me an extra like day to day and a half to do the body, because you have to put the primer on there, you have to sand it, you have to let it sit, you got to put the put the coating on there. There's just no way you can speed it up, right? That XFKO badge, I know. Some of you guys are lucky. Some of you guys are like super lucky because you guys have custom badges. You guys have custom badges. Not everybody has custom badges. Not everybody. I know that I know Warhawk, you got some custom badges. Don't I call you out in front of everybody? You got custom badges. AA, I know that you ordered yours, which you got a custom badge. And I don't mind putting custom badges. You know, if you guys want something cool, fine. Just tell me in the thing, right? I mean, it takes an extra hour or so to print, so I don't mind it like at all. Even like I said, the letters up front. I just don't know if you can see that black, but like the letters up front in there. I mean, it says XF, but I mean, you know, for a lot of you guys who I talk to on a regular basis, I mean, to switch that to say something like Nerf Talk. Or like something in there. I can only fit so many letters in there, right? It's pretty easy to do. And then I just got to print it, right? So, but yeah, I'm super impressed by serial number 1 here. I just think this front for me, like the front for this one is definitely smaller than the front for this. And when I mean the front, I'm meaning like this piece here. So I might sand this one a little bit because this one, like I said, these version 1s are different than the version 5s and 6 that you get like off the shelves comparison to their thing. So, you ever thought about a piece that would fit over the bottom piece? Oh, yes, this. A lot of you guys ask me that. A lot of you guys are like, why don't you, like, you hydro dipped everything else, why don't you hydro dip that? And I'm like, I want to leave something orange on there. Yeah, I mean, you know, someone's running around with this one. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't really like the black. It's kind of scary, right? I'm like, oh, come on. So I want to leave something orange, but like I said, if it is a custom case where you're like, look, this is just going to be wall candy, you know, for whatever, sure, I could hydro dip something. To make these is actually pretty easy. I've already seen like how people would do it, and I'm like, man, I could actually redo that whole bottom, which would be kind of nice. I mean, you're kind of getting me thinking. But I think actually, too, depending on your knockout, this bottom is actually different down here. So when you open this up, depending on what your version of knockout is, I think some of them have like a T, some of them there's a plus sign. So it's like I don't know which knockout you have if you have the kit, and I would hate to have to build 2 of these, right, because I don't know what you're going to get. Yeah. And I knew that because I opened that up a few times because I wanted to do it. I was like, man, it'd be nice to build just a better grip down here so you can, you know, I don't even know, and to match the blaster. But yeah, I just never got around to it. So. If I go to Target and see the rival Helix, should I get it? Opinions, the guy Bob. It's pretty good. I mean, I actually did a review on it. I think it's not here. I think it's over in my never-ending pile of blasters. I mean, I don't got like a collection like Nerf Talk does, but it's pretty cool. Like the whole curve shot series. Like I said, I thought it was gimmicky, right? I was like, that's never gonna work, but it's legit. Like it really actually curves, which is crazy. I was like, okay, really, I like the one that comes down because now if someone's over a bunker, you can kind of really go down. But the curve doesn't happen for like, I don't know, until like 20 feet away, 25 feet until it actually curves. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you know, the curve shot stuff, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So, do you sell just the barrel bits? Do you mean like this? Just that? 400. Gosh, 400. That's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I end up, so what happens with a lot of my stuff, right, is I go through a lot of stuff. I'll usually end up giving like a lot of it to friends, family, things like that, you know, be like, hey, I got these 30 blasters that I'm never going to use. So, but yeah, granted, do you mean just the tip like this? This is one piece? If so, yes and no. So you're going to need the plug right here that goes inside your, on the top of your, whatever, the top of the, you know, the actual shooting mechanism there, you're going to need that. So, I mean, yes, I mean, I sell the kit. So, oh, just a suppressor part like that. Again, you're going to need the plug. But if you had, gosh, serial number 1, I always show it off. Like I said, if you got the kit, whether it's the inline or it's the brass breech, for this one, this is the Stubby series. Again, ease of installation is an absolute breeze. But the older inlines and the brass breeches, yeah, you can just swap this out, right? You can, I mean, you could throw on any tip. You know, if I had another tip, you just throw on another tip to whatever you like. Some people, you know, when they order, they'll be like, hey, can you, you know, if you got the black tip, like, can you throw in an orange? I'm like, no problem, right? Don't everybody do everybody do that. Don't do that. But I'm like, sure, why not, right? Or sometimes with some orders, I'll throw in extra tips that maybe aren't 100% correct. Like maybe they have a something on it or something where like I didn't want to send it out, but I'm like, look, you guys can just have it, and if you want to color it, do something to it, so be it. So, but yeah, I like taking off the suppressors and stuff, but at the same time, the ease of use of this is, our installation is I would say is moderate. As you can see, I mean, we just threw this thing together literally in 25 minutes. I get it, I've made a ton of these, but still, anybody could do with the new Stubby. It's just so much easier because now you don't have a lot of gluing and making sure that that barrel piece is up against the plunger, because if it's not, it's not going to shoot out like great. And that's what always kind of scares me, as I'm like, I hope nobody gets this and messes it up, because you're going to have to order another piece. So you guys can't see what I'm shooting at, but I have I don't know, it's about 25 feet away. I have a kind of a shelf, and then I have a blanket, or not blanket, but a towel that comes down so I can hit the towel and they just drop, right? Well, that was bad. That was a bad shot. Don't look at that. Don't look at that one. But the best, some people ask me too. They're like, "What are the darts that you use?" So I used to use bamboos, but the bamboos are a little bit thinner than a regular dart. So I started using the Adventure Force Pro darts. I mean, that shoots so hard. It's like, oh god, it shoots so hard. Again, 120, 130. I don't even know, somewhere in there. I guess I could chrono it, right? Let me check. Let me see what this thing's shooting at. So here's my little chrono that I use. I know I don't ever do this normally, but woo, 122. That was hard. I wasn't even looking where I was shooting it. Woo, 114. And I'm just picking like random darts out of my thing here. The whole hyper collection. I know, it's pretty nice, right? Woo! 122. Yeah, it shoots hard. I mean, it just shoots hard, right? Be careful when you guys are shooting this thing. Yeah. Nerf talk. You got that whole hyper collection, man. You got it. Is hyper even available in Canada right now? Yeah. I mean, Greenwich, if you get the Stubby, fine, cool, they're great. But the thing was I was only going to offer the Stubbies. They were going to come on kits that were already pre-done. I was never going to offer it as a kit. But some of you guys were like, I really want that as a kit. I'm like, okay. And to be honest, if you already have the inline kit with the removable suppressor, you can just throw this piece right in. It'll just drop right in and you're done. So it'll work with the old one because it uses the same plug and everything. So I just wanted to make it easy and interchangeable. And to be honest, the ease of install is just an absolute breeze with this thing. It's just so easy. That's why I like it. Only two? Which one is not available there yet? I'm just curious. Gosh, we got a lot of people in here. I didn't think a lot of people would be here. I mean, we are at 45 minutes, and like I said, I was like, let's just finish this thing within 35, and I'm like, we did it. We did it. Absolute breeze. Absolute breeze. Oh, gotcha. We only do hypers. Yeah, the hypers were good, right? The hyper line is good, but it's like when you're shooting it, it's like, and you're like, come on, and there's like, as where I felt like with the Percy's, that was a little more consistent, right? That thing was just like, just dumping rounds down range, which was awesome. So, I know that I finished the blaster that I wanted to finish, so we can leave that here. Boom. So again, I'm probably, since this is officially number 1, I'm probably just going to keep it. I don't think I'm going to sell it. Just because it's number 1 Stubby, right? You can't sell the first one that you've done. So while you guys were talking about that brass breech, right? So the brass breech is great, right? The seal on it, the smooth, it's great. But you're right, if you're cutting the brass, you're doing that yourself, it's tough. It is tough to get it right. So, and brass right now is not cheap. I mean, there's just no, I mean, a lot of stuff is expensive right now. So what I was like doing, I was like, okay, how can I make a kit that is a little more affordable than the brass version, right? Because the brass version, I think, is like, what, 29 bucks, 28 bucks? There are costs that I just cannot get around, right? The brass, minimum of 10 bucks. You just can't get around it. Minimum 10 bucks. So if something, you know, like the kit, if it's 28, okay, 18. Shipping is a minimum of 8. Okay? Now, cost for the parts and everything. So if you really think about it, I actually don't make like a ton off of the stuff. It takes time to print these kits, well over a day for each of them. So that's why I was like, how can I make something that's more cost effective, and for you guys that if you have a 3D printer at home, you could do it. So that's where this work comes into play. Like I showed you guys this a little earlier, where this is the same thing as like a brass breech, right? Where you're like, okay, you got the slidey outside tube, you got the inner tube. I was like, well, how can I mimic that, but with, you know, like 3D print something? So now what I've done, and I just did this morning, so you still have the same barrel and everything, right? But now what happens is, oh, and I got a dart in here, so let me get this dart out of here. So now I was like, okay, well, let's mimic this, right, with plastic. Now I get it. The drag on this is really, really low, right, because it's very smooth. So I was like, you are going to take a little bit of a hit. So what I went ahead and did is I tested this morning. I was like, well, why don't I just tighten the bore in here and make it go halfway down, and then just have a normal slot in here, so when you push it in, just like the thing, no gluing, or you only glue this onto the back, it does the same thing. And I tested this out this morning, and it worked great. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I think I might not make this inner barrel so tight on the dart. I got to find the right mixture, right, where I'm like, okay, if it's too loose, you get a little bit of deprecation in FPS comparison to, okay, that's about the right tightness, to now it's, you know, more consistent. But I'll probably, see, I don't even know, like, this kit would just be nothing but the kit. You don't need to order anything. You could print this thing, you can get this thing in peel, and you're just ready to go, right? So the cost of building these would be a lot cheaper than the brass breech. But the brass breech, yeah, I mean, this shoots hard, just because, again, the brass is not cheap. But I got a ton of those right there. Like this, too. So I'm showing you guys a bunch of stuff that probably you guys, you've never seen yet. So you would look at this and say, oh, did I get more comments? Okay. Wait, I'll come back and read that in a second. You guys would think this is this, right? But this is just a single shot that I was making right here. But this right here is, again, another test one that I just threw together, where I printed that inner sleeve. So I printed the inline clip here. So for those of you guys who had the inline clip, right, you had the clear kind of acrylic, right? There was one tube, and then right at the end you had another one that kind of stopped the darts. And I was like, you know what? No, I could design that and 3D print it, right? So I ended up kind of putting that inside here, but the problem is it's the same thing. You have to basically line it up, right? And that's what I wanted to get away from, is having to line it up, put the super glue on there, letting it sit, and then going. That's what I tried getting away from, but this is actually one where I did it, and this one too. I mean, this one shoots pretty good. Well, I actually haven't shot it in a couple days, but... Oh, come on. Why are you not firing? Okay, it didn't come out, so I take that back. Whew! Oh my god. Can you guys hear that? So, these are just, again, these are like my ideas that I'm trying to do to save money for you guys, so that, I'm not stuck with a $10 brass tip when I don't have to, sell a $10 brass tip. I think Rainbow Circus does something similar to his Big Shot kit. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I've seen his stuff. He does it on the, But the thing is the kits that I saw, he worked with somebody else, and I don't know who designed it or somebody thought of it, but yeah, I know what I've seen them. I'm like, those look great. They look great. So kind of pricey, but they look great. I appreciate how committed you are to your projects. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Matthew. The thing is, man, it's like, you know, when I go looking for something cool, I'm like, man, that's really cool. And I'm like, man, there's so many ideas. I'm like, oh, I get so many ideas in my head that I'm like, okay, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. But, you know, I am not a CAD designer by any means. By any means. I am self-taught. Like, I downloaded the program and I'm like, okay, how do I even make a cylinder? How do I make a cylinder? Okay, how do I put a hole in it? But how? It's trial and error. And it's been about, I don't know, about 10 months. And I feel like I'm much better now at designing parts, right? You know, designing things or designing stuff like this and getting the tolerances right. I feel like I'm much better now, but still, there are some stuff when you guys look at like, when you guys look at blasters and you're like, oh my gosh, someone designed that whole freaking blaster? You're like, it is so beyond me that, yeah. Actually, when you lined it up and glued it on the bottom, I found it much easier. True. Yeah, when you look, and that's why I left that hole down there, right? Because before, oh my gosh, before I had that hole there, I'm like, oh, how do I do this? And I'm like trying to put it in there, and I'm like, oh, and like if I get this wrong, I gotta throw it away and go again. So that's why a lot of the stuff that you guys see on here, I did for a reason. Someone super smart, you've done a great job. Thanks. Like I said, when I first started this journey, you guys, on these XFKO the XFKO kits, to be honest, I thought that maybe like 1, 2, 3 of you guys would want them. Seriously, I did not know you guys would come knocking down, bursting down my door, saying, "Hey, I want this, I want that." So it's been crazy because I never thought that I would sell more than a handful, and now it's been like a couple a week, and I'm just like, man. So I really try to make every single kit that you guys order. If you guys order the whole blaster, I just try to make it cool, man. I'm telling you, and I fire the thing. Like after I'm done, I fire the sucker like 5, 10, 30 times, and I'm just like, man. Especially the brass breech ones because they shoot so hard. I'm like, it is just amazing. So, big brain boy. Nerf talk. I bet you that. You know, you're gonna look into 3D design. You're gonna be like, wait a second. You're gonna be like, I see how he does that. There you go. Took a dip into 3D modeling, never progressed. Yeah, 3D modeling stuff. Like I said, I had to look up so many YouTube tutorials on the stuff. And like I said, just these pieces here. I mean, you have to have it right and getting it the right thing. I mean, I have so many in a bin where I'm just like, it's just a piece off. Have you seen Joe's work in the hobby? The guy Bob, I don't know what that means. And I don't mod. I know, it's amazing, Nerf Talk. You got like a gazillion blasters, and you're like, this is my first mod. I was like, no way. There's just no way. Great content. You need to check out your shop for my whale that loves Nerf guns. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know I need a few more for my collection. Joe Mama, hey, come on, that guy. I find it hard just to take out the screw. Yeah, I know. That's why I usually buy like 1 or 2 blasters, is because I'm like, okay, I want to open it up and see what's inside, and then see if there's something you can update. Much like the striker, I literally got a striker in pieces right here because I look at it and I'm like, man, I can tweak this, I can design this, and I can print this, and I can have it like ready to go. And my striker is just not the same, right? So, like I showed you guys this, I was like, oh, for the striker, I was like, man, I could redesign that. It's no big deal. You just open it up, it's one piece. Okay. So I redesigned a lot of stuff for the striker. The kit is not, it's not done yet to like what I feel like. I mean, I want to do the suppressor. I want to do massive parts on it, but it's just like, it's time consuming, right? It's either I print additional barrels for the XFKOs, right? It's either I do that, or I work on something that I don't even know if people want. I just know currently right now for the XFKO stuff, you guys, I mean, like I said, I can't even keep up. You guys are like, just crazy. What's your favorite mod? My whale might be interested. My favorite mod. I say right now my favorite mod is for sure the the stubbies, just because they're so easy to install. They're so easy to install. Not a lot you have to do. I know there's ones you don't have that I know I want to mod. I just might have an extra one. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love modding stuff. It's just crazy. Now, did all of you guys see the X-Shot video that I posted? Was it yesterday? I'm already like losing track. I'm telling you guys as a community, and everybody who watches my stuff, man, I'm so pumped. I submitted as like, hey, look, X-Shot, I would love to be part of your community, blah, 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 blah. And they sent me a thing, and they're like, yeah, we're going to send you this big package, and you're going to do some stuff. And I'm telling you guys, man, you guys, people who watch this stuff, I mean, it made that happen for me. And I'm telling you, that package, when it showed up at my door, I was like, what is that? It's literally like 50 pounds. I was like, is this like a 3D printer? Like, what is this thing? And I opened it up, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, you guys saw it. I was like, this is ridiculous. And that X, I don't even know where I'm going to store that X. That X is so big. I mean, literally, it would take up this whole back thing here. And I was going to tell you guys some of my ideas. Again, again, guys, for all of you guys who are probably joining in, again, we were going to build this. We did it in 25 minutes. Done. Now I'm just kind of chatting with you guys. But yeah, dude, Nerf Talk is going to fill your whole Nerf Talk room up. I don't think you understand, man. It's so big. Like, I could toss it all around. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll ship it off or something like that. When I first opened it, I thought it was like a pool. Like those kiddie pools that you blow. That's what I thought it was. I was like, man. And like I said, they mean business when they seriously give you like an inflatable raft foot pump that took me 10 minutes. I'm like, man. My legs are getting sore here. And I ride bikes. I'm like, my legs were getting sore. So, let's see. I bought the Red Adventure 4 Spectrum, and I was so confused on how to shoot it because I threw it. Come on, Windamani. You just push the thing and you go. You talk about that. Oh, you can't even see it. You're talking about this right here. I'm hoping I don't knock it. You're talking about this, right? Come on, you know how to shoot it. You literally just push this and pull that. That's it, right? 2 seconds. No, I love this, and I know a lot of people do make mods for this, especially this front piece up here. I know a lot of people make mods for this. This is a really good blaster to 3S LiPo. I mean, you guys know when this thing came out, man, I was like, oh, the red. I'm like, that's freaking awesome. So, no, this is a good one. I just have my my Buzzbee Neck Blaster drum kit on there. So, Zuru X-Shot. Yeah, they've come out. I'm waiting for them to come out with some newer stuff, right? That's what I'm really waiting for them to do. But, ship it to my whale friend. Springer Ringer. Oh, so you want me to ship the X to somebody? Is that what you're saying? No, I don't even know it took batteries, so... Oh, gee, you didn't know it took batteries? Yeah, the double A's and stuff. Right, it's going to use that. So, okay, so here's one thing, guys. About that big X, you're like, what am I supposed to do with it? So, they just didn't send it to you, and they're like, don't do anything. So what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to use the blasters that I received, and it's down. You guys can't see this, but okay. So I mean, they sent a bunch of blasters, and what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to shoot the X, doing like a trick shot, right? I could jump, I could ride my bike and shoot it. I could jump off the house, but I don't even know if I want to say what I'm going to do because I know nobody's going to do it. And there's already a few people out there, a few other channels that have done kind of their X-Shot challenge video. Now, I don't know how many people are in the Zuru gang, but I'm almost positive no one is going to do what I'm going to do. And I don't even want to say it because I don't even want to give anybody else the idea. So maybe on another live stream. But all I'm going to say is, I'm trying to think of what I could say so like I don't give it away. Geez, I don't want to be too cryptic. Sometimes you have to be the X to appreciate the X. I don't even know what that means. But I'm telling you, I have ideas in my head, and that video is gonna be it's gonna take a while for me to do. But yeah, I know you're right. You're like, what? No, I'm not gonna spoil it. I might tell a few of you guys, but again, I think it's gonna be pretty awesome what I'm gonna do, and like I said, the videos that I've watched so far, they're good, but they ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I do plan to give away all the stuff that they gave too. Again, X-Shot, I did some stuff for them last year, and then this year. If you guys remember last year, you remember last year when they had the 2 big, huge drums of like, you're supposed to shoot like 1,000 rounds? I was massive jealous. I was massive jealous when I saw the people with those. I was like, how do you get that? I want that. How did you get that? They just sent you 1,000 rounds, 2 huge old things. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but if you look at the X-Shot Challenge, you look at it, literally they sent people 2 of the, I forgot what they call them, 2 of their automatic, you know, minigun types, and they had those huge 1,000 rounds. I was like, man, I want that. I want that. Yes, that's what I missed for last year, but still, that big X is no joke. I can't, again, it is no joke. It is no joke. Maybe I'll send that X to somebody, because I don't know where I'm going to put it. I mean, you might put it up and you might punch it or something, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so. Jump over it on your bike. Well, yes, I could do that, but they want you to shoot it too at the same time. So, I don't know. I was thinking about riding my mountain bike and be like, cool, you shoot it, whatever. Then I was thinking about, I'm telling you stuff that I'm not going to do. But then I was thinking about, okay, I'll just take it out like on all my adventures, right? Where if I go out hiking or whatever, I can just be like hiking and be like, what is that big old friggin' X like chilling out here 10 miles from the civilization? You know, let's hit it with the thing. But then I was like, man, that is a lot of work. But still, yeah, I have an idea, right, of what I want to do, and I know nobody's gonna do it. So he is gonna wear the X. Well, you guys need to shut your mouth. You need to shut your mouth. Okay, I'm about to end the stream right now. I'm about to end the stream. It's something along those lines. It is something along those lines. Teske 124 day. Now, see, officially day 21. You were like jumping ahead. If I post 2 videos in a day, you're like, I'm at day 20. Day 21. I'm like, no, you're not. I just posted 2 videos in a day. You can't count that high. Yeah, see, Nerf Talk, you remember those? Yeah, every time I see them now, I'm like, I'm super jealous. I'm super jealous. Yeah, send it to my whale. Address 11 in the C Avenue. Sure. Okay, I'll just. Oh, better do it quick. Yeah. So, you know, again, guys, I just want to make another quick stream. I know a lot of you guys like this. Oh, I think my internet must have went off or something. So, hopefully I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. If my internet went out. Something happened there, but let's see what's going on. Okay, good. It looks like my video quality is like really bad, or is that just me? It could be me. Okay, come on, come on. Like I said, I have to watch my stream to get my comments. I was almost going to wrap up too. I was almost there. Okay, there we go. Now it looks better. I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden I was like, oh, it says reconnecting. I'm like, what happened? You're back. I thought it was my connection in the sea. Nope. Just me. I know, it's always my internet, right? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Anyways, guys, again, I just want to do a quick live stream because, again, I know, a lot of you guys watch. A lot of you guys comment, and I try to comment to everybody back, but it's tough to interact, right, with everybody that's out there. But, yeah, we cranked this thing out. 25 minutes. It's pretty sick. Easy to install. Shoots great. Yeah, I'll probably have these kits available as complete blasters with this, probably on Etsy in the next week or so. I got to make a few more. I want to do green. I want to do all those so when I do the Etsy listing, people can see kind of what it looks like. So, all the fishing whales. I know, too many people on here like, oh, I want to see. No, we only have 9. I think we were almost at 15, which is kind of crazy, which I think is the highest that I've seen on here, but yeah. No, again, I appreciate all you guys, man. Again, I will end up probably giving all the X-Shot stuff away. Oh my gosh. Because a lot of this stuff, I can't shoot every blaster that I have, right? Price ranges, that's a good question. I think for these, I'll probably do them like $5 cheaper than the normal inlines because I don't have to have that acrylic inside, right? And it doesn't take me as long. A lot of this is based upon how long it takes me, as well as a good price for you guys. So it's probably going to be about $5 cheaper for one of these, so probably like 40, somewhere right in there. And if you think about it, This, right out of the gate, it's like 15 bucks to ship. So you're like, okay, let's knock that off. Let's knock the cost of the kit off. You're like, yeah, he doesn't make a lot on these. And for me, it's not like you guys, I mean, you guys have looked on Etsy. Some of these will run like, gosh, some of these will run like 70 bucks, 80 bucks. I'm like, my gosh, why is that person charging $90 for a kit that's not even, it doesn't even touch mine. It doesn't even touch it. I'm like, why are they charging 90 bucks? And I'm not doing that to anybody. I am for sure not going to charge $90 unless, I don't even know, unless I did something fancy. So for these right here, since the hydro dipping takes me a while, I can't speed that up. I was probably going to do these like $10 more than usual because it's at least a 2-day process, a minimum, unless I just threw them together really, really fast. Because you have to sand the outside, you have to put the white down, you have to wait, you have to do another coat of white, you have to hydro dip it, you got to let it sit. I mean, it's like, you know, it takes a long time to do. So, super personable. I'm just 1K viewers on stream would be nice. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would love 1K. I don't, maybe someday. Someday I'll get there.